Okay, we're back, and now I'm going to add the auto run movement for our horse, and the ability for us to switch the horse speed. Okay, so let's go to our we need another variable here in our third person character with abilities, and it's keep walking forward. And it's going to be a bull. Okay, so we're back at our event handle mounted change. Remove that print string. We don't need it. It's working. We're going to come here. We're going to say set. And we're going to set it. This is our mounted, so we're going to set it to true. We're going to copy and paste it down here. We're going to set it back to false because we don't want Seraph to keep moving forward. And then we're going to set our current walk speed. I want it to, you can do different things here, but I had it actually start by walking forwards a little bit. Just the slow walk. I thought it was weird to just get on and the horse not be walking, but I don't know. Maybe that's okay. You can do whatever you want there. And then we want to use get OWS movement component. Like it's our custom movement component. And we can use this new one called set max walk speed. Not this one. Not this. It has to be under max walk speed and it has to be a function. I need a little bit of room. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this walk speed. Now, I'm going to tell you the danger of this. But again, for the kind of game that the person who made the unicorn for me is making, it's probably not going to be an issue. It could be an issue for your game. But basically what this does here is it lets them, the client can send any walk speed they want. Now, I do have a safety over in character movement, max walk speed. So you could set this to be, hey, we don't want anybody to be able to send anything higher than that. So I'm going to set it to 1,000 here. But keep in mind they can send, and the minimum is already 0. But keep in mind they can send, and because we did current walk speed 1, we'll do walk speed here. But keep in mind that with this method, this is why in the sprinting, we didn't do a set max walk speed, right? Because if you set the max walk speed from the client, then it can be set to anything you want. So another method that you could potentially use here is you could potentially send, some value. You could modify this custom movement component to where you were sending your walk speed integer, and then at least those would be fixed, but still people could pick from among any of them. So I don't know that would really gain you anything for a horse game like this that's non-competitive. I don't know. I don't know if that cheating angle matters to you or not, but just want to let you know, because this is called from the client and this is auto-replicating, they can send in any max speed they want in between 0 and this max walk speed value. Those are in the validate. Okay, so that's going to take, and remember we already set our walk speeds here to 0, 125, 375, and 1000. We're going to copy and paste this down to here. So I went over to our character movement. I scrolled down to walk and saw that Sereth's walk speed is 400. So I'm just going to hard code this to 400, not 0.4. Okay, so that should handle that. Now we're going to go to our input graph. And remember that we've got 2 new things we created: increase riding speed and decrease riding speed. And those are bound to our plus and minus on our number pad. Do a do1/. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say get current walk speed. And we're going to say, is it less than 2, which if you remember is the maximum value. So we have to put a limit on this so it can't just keep going. Otherwise we'll get an out of range error on our array. So we're going to say if it's less than 2, then yes, you can, I hit plus plus, increment the int. False here would mean you're already at the max, you can't go any higher. We grab our get walk speeds. We do get out of that. Copy's fine. And then again, we're going to do get OWS movement component, set max walk speed, make sure it's the function. That's auto-replicating. And let's see, we can grab this, this, and this, and pull them down here. We'll connect that to the same one in the center. Give us a little room here. And here we're going to basically do the same thing. Current walk speed greater than 0. We don't want you to be able to go below 0. Add a branch. And on true, we're going to minus minus. Decrement int. Oh, it did it a little differently because I didn't pull off the current walk speed. I was like, why did that look different? And then we'll use that one. So now we're switching through our walk speed array, and we're sending those in. That looks good. So now we have to handle our keep walking forward. And so what we do here is that we basically use the tick event to check if we're walking forward and keep sending in a permanent input. So I'm going to go back up. Let's see. I need to go to our input graph. And the input graph here where we were just working. So this is the one that moves us forward here. Okay? So what we want to do is we want to add another one here that says keep custom event, keep walking forward. Oh, yeah, there's a keep walking forward variable, so this one is keep walking forwards with an S. Copy this, add movement. And the world direction still comes from the forward vector, but the scale is just set to 1. And then what we'll do is we'll go to our event graph. Client side only, event tick off. We want only on the remote side. We want to check this keep walking forward. And if it's true, then once per frame, we want to keep calling keep walking forwards with an S function. Now that should make sure that we keep moving forward. I feel like we've forgotten something, but let's give it a try. Scroll out a little bit. Press the M key. Okay, there we go. We're walking forward. If I hit minus, we stop. Sweet. And now I hit plus. Plus again. So that went from a walk to a trot. And the last one's not working. The trot to the gallop is not working. Interesting. Let's go take a look. I think that I put the wrong value over in our input here. We scroll down to the bottom. So I said less than 2. but there's actually 3. It's actually 3. Because 3 was the last one that we could go to. And I think that'll let us access our gallop. We are over our texture streaming budget. We'll take a look at how to fix that in the future. Okay, so we're walking. Remember, it always starts us at 1. I can do minus to stop. More minusing doesn't do anything. And now I'm in gallop. Okay. And I can hit M and it sets me back to my 400. Yep, that's about 400. Okay, we want to make sure that it works replicated. So I always come here, 2 players, hit play. Okay, and the loading on this main one never goes away. I'm going to show you here that here's this one. Loading on this one doesn't go away. And so I'm going to show you what I do while I'm debugging. Is I actually come in here, go to the game instance. You'll see sometimes I probably forget to reconnect these, but I just turn off that loading screen. This doesn't happen if you're just playing one together, but when you're trying to test with 2, you got to get rid of that. Okay. So here's our other player. Trying to figure out how to do this here. I'm gonna hit Shift F1, kind of pull this off to the side, and I can see over in this area. Right about there, actually. So I'm gonna hit M. Oh, there we go. And I'm gonna hit plus. Oh, we move faster. Perfect. And we'll go into a gallop. And there we are galloping. And back to M. And there you go. Now we have our auto walking horse that we can steer around with the mouse. Now again, there's a lot of things that you would want to do here. So first of all, you'd want to make Seraph animated as well, right, to match. So you'd want to increase that. Also, as you can see, you know, when you're moving here, that's just not how horses move. So you're going to want to do some kind of 4-legged movement turning. This gets complicated really fast, but that's what you would want to do. And then also you'd want to have some kind of turn in place, because that looks really weird. Lots of games do it, though. I just played City of Heroes on that private server someone threw up, but I had never seen the game before. And I was surprised at how bad the animations were compared to what we expect now. So back then, this would have been perfectly fine, but I don't know, for a game today, I think I'd improve the animation there. Also, you'll notice there's a little bit of feet sliding. So you could potentially do some stuff to make that better. Our jump's not good. I'd improve our jump, get some real animations there for Seraph and for the horse, or the unicorn, sorry. You can actually see it is a unicorn, see? It is actually a real unicorn. So anyway, there's a lot of things you could do to improve this, but we got a pretty good base, and thanks again, GPTHF, I think it is, on Discord for creating this for us. Okay, until next time, see ya.